Hello, my friends. I don't know why YouTube has suddenly decided that I can't stream sideways anymore. It says that like the orientation is locked, so I have to turn my camera. And now my hair is stuck in my necklace. It has been a day, my friends. It has been a day. But on the bright side, Venus retrograde is over. We are still in a Mercury retrograde, which is why things are probably still not working as they're supposed to, but we're here. I figured I'd make this live for everyone since my members have a yoga challenge happening right now. So usually these lives are only for my members here on YouTube. This will probably be the last public live that I'll do, and then going back to members only for live yoga on Saturday. But, you know, Venus retrograde just ended yesterday, actually on the 3rd. And hi, Francis. And my dogs are losing it downstairs if you can hear them barking. Hi, Kayla. Welcome. Yeah, we're still in Mercury retrograde for about another 10 days, and then we go back into the shadow period. Technology is still on the fritz. Again, I cannot figure out why my YouTube, usually I stream like sideways because that's how, YouTube streaming is, or, how the YouTube like screen is. But for some reason, it'll only let me stream vertically. I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to try to finagle with it. We're just going to accept it as it is. So, hi, friends. How are we doing? It is Tuesday. It is Tarot Tuesday. We're going to use Old Reliable is what I like to call this deck, Way Home Tarot. This is like the deck I've been using. You can see like how dirty it is. I've been using this deck forever. Yeah, I also have, if you watch the readings for September, we use the Halloween Oracle. We'll use that for tonight as well. Because, we're in spooky season and nobody can tell me otherwise. So, how you guys doing? How are we feeling? How was Venus retrograde? Now, Venus retrograde, unlike Mercury retrograde, is all about relationships, love, beauty, all that kind of stuff. Mine was definitely a doozy. But yeah, it's not necessarily all bad, but I don't know if you guys have noticed all the celebrities that have been splitting up. Like, I literally just finished, I don't really care too much about what's happening with current celebrity stuff, but I was just watching a video about how Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas are getting divorced now. Hey guys! And yeah, I think this Venus retrograde has claimed, at least 10 celebrity couples. And the whole Ariana Grande thing happens. Who else? I'm trying to think of who else. But Natalie Portman. All these people be split in, and that's Venus retrograde for you. On the flip side, Venus retrograde can also really strengthen people's relationships. So I swear my hair is caught in my necklace back here and it's driving me nuts. It's not all bad, but yeah, Venus retrograde definitely causes chaos with relationships. It can also cause chaos in your appearance. That's why it's not recommended that you do anything to your hair or major for your appearance. Again, it doesn't mean that it's all going to go wrong. It just means that what can go wrong could go wrong. So it's just a volatile time. Any retrograde period is just things from the past coming back and kind of disruptions in those certain things. So like Mercury retrograde, Mercury rules technology, communication, travel. That's why all those things get very glitchy when Mercury is retrograde. So yeah, me and my boyfriend have been crabby with each other recently. Yeah, that could be it. And again, we have 7 planets in retrograde right now. Venus retrograde just ended and swapped out for Jupiter retrograde. Now, the thing that's important to remember, I think that Mercury retrograde has fear-mongered us into being retrogrades are bad, but Jupiter retrograde is actually not bad at all. Yes, it can cause just any retrograde or any astrological transit can cause different energies. Jupiter retrograde is a really great time. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, and you can definitely it can re-strengthen your relationship. It can start relationships. It's just, it just affects these things. So Jupiter retrograde Jupiter is the planet of luck, expansion, success. And just because it's in retrograde doesn't mean that it's going to cause issues. It is a time for you to reflect and things from the past that have to do with expansion, luck, fortune, success to come back. Also, as I say fortune, the Wheel of Fortune's hello, this is literally Jupiter retrograde. Is the cycle kind of coming back around for you to be okay, things that had to do with finance and my success and my expansion, how can I improve? things might come back around that you're like, okay, I have a second chance to do something that has to do with your expansion or your success or your finances or your, the fortune kind of energy, and you have a chance to kind of reflect and maybe do something better or learn from something, So retrogrades definitely aren't bad. Yeah. Depending on what planet and what sign the retrograde is in is what it's going to affect, but as a whole, retrogrades are not something to be terrified of. It's just energy. It's all just energy that we need to work with. So Mercury retrograde is still in retrograde. It will be in retrograde until September 14th, I believe, is the last day. And then we do have a shadow period. So, all that being said, let's check in and see what's going on this week. We also have right now Saturn retrograde, Pluto retrograde, Neptune retrograde, Chiron retrograde. What else? Uranus retrograde, I believe, has started or is starting soon. Yeah, lots of planets in retrograde. I don't do personal readings on video call anywhere, so can't do that for you. But you can book a personal reading through my website. It's just not going to be live on video chat. I don't do that for anyone, so it will be recorded with my phone, but I don't do them live. Besides here on YouTube, and usually they're in my membership, so usually they're not public lives either. All right, let's see what's going on for this week. All right, we already have Strength. We have the Son of Swords or the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Cups. Not bad, not bad. Let's get a couple more. Usually I'm wearing the Strength card on a necklace, but I haven't been able to find it lately, so it's interesting to me that Strength is here. Okay. All right. Getting a little clearer here. Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck. All right. So in the position of the recent past, we have Strength and the Nine of Swords. Literally persevere through the anxiety. Persevere through the nightmares. Persevere through the stress. All that kind of stuff. It's... The Strength card I really enjoy in this deck because I love snakes. My snake's actually in my office right here. He's next to my desk. His name is Todd. But it's actually a snake wrapped around a female pubic bone in this deck. Very Kundalini energy. And again, the Strength card is the card of Leo. Traditionally, it has a woman taming a beast, a lion on the card. And... it's kind of the same energy here, right? The female pubic bone with a snake. And then we have the Nine of Swords here. And you can see the Nine of Swords is it's not a fun looking card, right? Traditionally in the tarot, the Nine of Swords is someone waking up from a nightmare and being stuck in the nightmare. Like they're waking up, panicking, stress, anxiety. It's you having nightmares, panic, stress, anxiety. But in the recent past, we've been asked to persevere through that. And I don't know about y'all, but I know at least for me that persevering through that definitely helped. It definitely paid off. I did have a period of just like a lot of stuff happening. Like the past few months have been crazy. Things that are not really in my control, like my mom falling down the stairs. Definitely, obviously could not control that. She broke her foot. Now I'm a full-time caretaker of my mom on top of being a full-time small business owner. This is the Way Home Tarot. You can get it from Everyday Magic. But, my mom fell down the stairs. I was in a car accident. Like, I got rear-ended. These were things that, like, I could not control. Like, there is no way you can control those things. Yeah, and then the dreams, for sure. We had that full super blue moon in Pisces. All these retrogrades, people are having wild dreams, nightmares, sleep paralysis, But we persevered through it. We tapped into our strength energy, tamed the beast inside. It's like, this is honestly what I say for any retrograde. This is what you have to focus on, is not letting the nonsense get the better of you. Because, and I was thinking about this. I was driving, so what happened today? Let me tell you. What happened today? So last week my best friend was here, and this was under the full moon in Pisces because we were doing our full moon stuff. And my mom had left out these like donut holes, and so me and my friend, of course, were like, donut holes. We're eating these donut holes, and we're like, why does this taste weird? And we didn't realize that they were covered in fucking ants. They were covered in sugar ants. And you couldn't see them because they were the same color of the donuts. So we were eating ants, panicked, freaked out, like threw the donuts away, cleaned the whole kitchen, bug spray everywhere, ant traps everywhere. It was a whole thing. Cut to today, I thought I had taken care of the ant issue because I had not seen them since that happened. I'm making my meal prep for the week, and I go to grab, at Trader Joe's, that chili onion crunch, so good. And I like go to put it in the green beans that I'm like cooking on the stove, and I realize that there's ants like all up in this chili onion crunch. And then I realized that the ants are all over my spice cabinet for some reason. So like ants have taken over my kitchen, and I lost it. I had to throw away all my meal prep, all my food. I had to throw away all my spices. I had to throw away my entire trash can because I was like, all these ants are now in the trash and I'm not going to be able to get rid of them. And they were like taking the trash. I was like, you know what? Fuck these ants. Fuck these ants. So I was driving. I was like, I have to leave. Like, I cannot handle this. I need to go get food because I just had to throw all my food away. So I got in my car and I was just driving, and I was like so mad. I was like, these ants. And I was like, girl, why you like, it's not, this anger is not productive. But at the same time, I was able to acknowledge, like, I have a right to be frustrated. Like, nobody wants to eat bugs. I don't think that having food without bugs is that much of an ask. You know what I mean? So I was like, able to acknowledge in that moment that the stress and the anger and the anxiety is valid, because like now it's like made me that I don't want to eat anything in my house because I'm like, what if there's bugs in it? That's me. I've been having nightmares about bugs because there's just been all these freaking bugs in my house. And I think it's because I live in the middle of the desert. I'm really up close to the mountains. It's been raining here in Vegas, which does not happen a lot. So all these bugs are suddenly like appearing, and everyone in Vegas is like losing it. So anyways, my whole story about the ants is just an example of what this energy is like. When the nonsense is happening, the things that are causing stress, anxiety, nightmares, it's totally valid to feel that way. To feel angry, to feel stressed out, to feel just like, but we can persevere through it. Both things can be true at the same time. You can be stressed out and freaking out and having ants take over your house and be upset about it because it's a valid thing. Human emotions are valid, but you can still persevere through it and give yourself the time to feel those feelings and then move on with your life, right? It's like the only way that retrogrades and like the Nine of Swords get the better of you is if you like lose yourself in this energy. And at some point it's like, strength energy is mental and emotional strength over physical strength, and the difference between what can I control and what can't I control. I can control the beast inside, right? I can tame the beast inside. There are children screaming outside. I was like, what is that? I thought it was my dogs. There's kids screaming, so if you hear noises, that's what's happening. But we can tame this beast, tame the emotions inside while also allowing ourselves to feel them, right? There's a balance between those things. I had into my car for a few months ago because it was raining so much. Oh my God, a seatbelt buckle. I can't imagine. My car is my most favorite thing in the whole world. For those that don't know, I bought myself my dream car for my 30th birthday last year. And that's why, like, when I got in a car accident, like, someone rear-ended me. I was literally sitting at a red light, and this is like my brand new dream car. Not brand new, I've had it for a year, but like new, nothing has happened to it. Like a very expensive, very nice car that is like my pride and joy. And I'm sitting at a red light, and as soon as the light turns green, I'm like, yay, and I like go, and this person behind me just floors it and hits the back of my car. I'm like, girl, why? This is like the peak of Mercury retrograde. I'm like, no. And she didn't. She just got out of the car for 5 seconds, threw her name and phone number at me. I'm pretty sure it was a fake phone number, got back in her car and drove away. So it was essentially a hit and run. She didn't have insurance. She never returned any of my phone calls. I had to file a police report, and my car is still dinged, and it's still an issue. And I could have let that ruin. And then again, mom fell down the stairs, car accident, ants taking over my life. Things are happening, and yet I'm still okay. Like, I definitely had some strong emotions about it, but I'm getting through it. I'm persevering. Like, it's so easy to let all those things like mess you up. And this is not to say that, again, that you can't be upset about these things, and life happens, and sometimes the worst happens. I've also been through the worst of the worst, like losing family members and, like severe personal injury and illness and surgeries, and like I think maybe that's why this energy is like easier for me to process, because I have been through the worst of the worst. And so now it's like the bad things happen, I'm like, it's not the worst. And I really have done a lot of work through therapy and, things of like, what if the best happens instead of the what if the worst happens. So even when you're going through it and things are happening, it's like having the perseverance, the strength, the mental and emotional strength to tame that anxiety beast inside. Especially if you're a person with anxiety, this can take over, right? I suffer from generalized anxiety disorder. I have a panic disorder. Like, I get it. It's hard, but we have persevered, okay? We have persevered, my friends. It was my birthday yesterday, and I love doing one of your Virgo yoga sessions to celebrate. Happy birthday, my friend. I hope you have a wonderful birthday. Two of my best friends are Virgos. I don't have health insurance right now, so alas, the therapy has had to stop. Small business problems. But now, that was the past. That was the recent past, okay? In the present, it's a little bit calmer. Well, not calmer. We have the Son of Swords here, but it's a little bit nicer energy, right? We have the Empress. Look at that. Look at that tree growing from the heart. This is the Empress. And we have the Son of Swords. This is the Knight of Swords in the traditional tarot. I like to call him the lightning pony. But it's like self-care is coming in fast. Self-care is striking like lightning. Like, you should be self-caring it up right now. The Empress is the card. Actually, tonight we have a alignment of Uranus and I believe Jupiter with the moon in Taurus. And the Empress is the energy of Taurus and Libra. Luxury, lavishness, Venus energy. It is also a card of pregnancy, but it doesn't have to be like pregnant with a baby. It could be pregnant with an idea or something creative. But you can see here, again, this tree is growing from the heart. The Empress is about taking care of yourself. And it's like, if you don't do that, it's going to be kind of not forced upon you to take care of yourself, but like, it's going to strike like lightning or a tornado. You can see in this card, it's, the Son of Swords is a tornado. Like, you would rather take care of yourself now than have to find your, you know what I mean? It's like, if you work yourself too hard, your body will eventually be like, I cannot do this anymore, and you're going to have to rest. You're going to have to take care of yourself, right? I'm kind of feeling that today, like right before this reading, I was like, why do I feel like I got hit by a truck? Like, I'm so tired. And I'm like, oh yeah, because you've been working full-time as a small business, you've been taking care of your mom full-time as a caretaker because she fell down the stairs, and you've been having all this other stuff on top of it. No wonder you're tired. And so tonight I'm like, I'm gonna self-care it up. I'm gonna take some self-care. Like, I'm gonna take a bath. I'm gonna watch some Buffy the Vampire Slayer and relax, So in this present moment, take some time to relax. Again, we're post Venus retrograde. We're still in a Mercury retrograde. Take care of yourself so Mercury retrograde can't get the best of you. So, we can kind of, it's like, I think we see self-care as reactive, if that makes sense. I have to sneeze. I don't know if it's going to come. But usually we wait to take care of ourselves until we're like at our limit, right? We're like, we almost feel like we have to earn self-care. We have to earn. Yeah, my dog's name is actually Buffy, one of my dogs. Yeah, I've started rewatching Buffy the Vampire Slayer last night. Anywho, we reserve self-care for like, I've worked really hard, I deserve a little self-care. But, and it's very like reactive. Like, I can have the self-care after I've like done all this stuff, or I can have the self-care when I have already reached my limit, then I can take care of myself. But it's like, what if self-care was just proactive? What if self-care was just part of our routine and we were doing it so consistently that we actually didn't burn out, or we actually didn't like reach a point, we didn't reach our limit, right? Like, that's what the focus should be on right now, is taking care of yourself, like proactively. Make it a part of your daily routine. Like, Every morning, despite all the nonsense that's been happening in my life, I've gotten back into my fitness routine. If you guys don't know, obviously I'm a yoga teacher. I am a personal trainer. I'm certified in like every fitness, everything you could imagine. I had to take the last like year off because I was really sick. I had 2 surgeries. I had a kidney and bladder infection that like took over my life for like a year. I have an autoimmune disease, you know. I was very, very sick last year, and I had to kind of take a break from my daily movement and inversion practice, and like really intense stuff because I was just so sick. And now I finally have been able to, I bought myself this fancy treadmill. Like, you know, I used to go to boot camp. I used to teach pole classes, and I've had to really just chill to let my body heal and myself heal. Anywho, but I've been back into it every single day. I've been getting on the treadmill. I take my dogs for walks. I do my yoga. I've been really working on my inversions, my personal yoga practice, because as a teacher, it's very hard to keep up with your personal practice. But I do that every morning. And then every night I also have self-care. I have my bath. I watch my Buffy or whatever show I'm currently hyperfixated on. But be proactive about it. Don't wait until you are forced to take self-care. Like, until you're forced to, like, relax. Do it proactively, and then it's not going to be, you're not going to, I don't want to say you're not going to need it as much, but it's not going to be as, like, you know, forced for you to do when you finally reach your limit. I'm also autoimmune. This retrograde has been rough, proactive, self-care, chef's kiss, yeah. I have Hashimoto's disease, so, like, my thyroid is all messed up, and, like, the fatigue is real. I've had like some really bad flare-ups lately where I'm like losing my hair, like my eyebrows. If you notice, I really fill in my eyebrows. It's because I've been losing like chunks of hair from my eyebrows. I lose hair. That's why my hair has kind of been thinning. It's just, you know, when you have a thyroid disease, it's just not fun. But yeah, it's just been like the fatigue and like, you know, but we get through it, and finding my self-care routine has definitely been helpful. And as you know, it sounds kind of counterintuitive, but it's not. Getting in daily movement really helps my energy levels. Like, you know, it gets those endorphins going. You know, we know that movement is good for the mind, body, and soul, and I love movement, and it's so nice to be able to do it again. So, all that being said, in the future, we have even more self-care coming at us, right? We have the Ace of Cups and the Three of Cups. You know, we need to make sure our cups and the cups of our friends are full right now. The Three of Cups, you can see there's 3 pearls there in that oyster. This is the card of community, celebrating with your squad, going out, having fun. I see this, the Three of Cups, is like the all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy card. Like, you can't be all work. You can't be all play. You have to kind of have a balance between the two and allow yourself to go celebrate and have fun, whether it's on your own or with your friends. The Ace of Cups, you have to fill your own cup. As much as your friends can fill your cup and being social and like going out and doing stuff can fill your cup, you also have to be filling your own cup. There has to be kind of a balance between the two. The Ace of Cups could also be an offer of love, romance, you know, coming in. But I see this really more as friendship with the Three of Cups here. Yeah, let's get some clarification. I feel like I've been talking forever. Who else is coming out here? All right. I mean, very nice. We have the Seven of Wands, Temperance, and the Star. And I just noticed at the bottom of the deck is the Six of Wands with the Five of Pentacles and the Three of Swords behind it. My goodness. So, I mean, look, first of all, look at this. I don't know if you can tell, but like the Three of Swords, heartbreak. You know, the tarot card, usually it's depicted as like a heart with 3 swords through it. 3 of Swords. The Five of Pentacles, financial loss, health issues, feeling out in the cold, rotten harvest, as you can see. They're both behind the Six of Wands. Literally, like, you can see the Six of Wands in this deck is like climbing a hill, right? We have been climbing our way out of this nonsense. We have been... I always hear that Running Up That Hill song by Kate Bush that, you know, Stranger Things made super popular. Like, we have been running up this hill away from heartbreak, away from loss. The Six of Wands is a card of victory. We are being victorious over heartbreak and loss. We love to see it. And that's at the bottom of the deck. Then, okay, we have the Seven of Wands, Temperance, and the Star. And, you know, again, Six of Wands. What comes after victory? Seven of Wands. Like, this literally, in this deck, this hill leads to this bridge. And at the end of this bridge, right, is like the end. The Seven of Wands is defending your victory. And it does feel like being on the defensive. It kind of feels like you're having to fight for your place at the top of the mountain. Very like Survivor, the show. I just think of all the torches and like, you know, but we've been really defending our place at the top of this mountain. We've been defending our victory over heartbreak, over loss, over physical health issues, right? We've been really like fighting. We've been like fighting for our lives, okay? But the good news is we have Temperance and the Star here. And both Temperance and the Star both depict people that are kind of both in earth and in water. Temperance is an angel, usually holding 2 cups and like pouring them into one another, standing in 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the ground. And the Star, the card of Aquarius, this is Sagittarius and Aquarius, by the way. The Star is someone, Aquarius, the water bearer, who's on the earth pouring into this like lake from like a water jug. And the Star, it's very balanced energy. It's very alchemizing energy, turning one thing into another, turning our struggles into something good, turning the bad into something positive. The Temperance can also be a card that your guides are kind of watching over you. Temperance is the card of moderation, peace, balance, harmony. The Star comes after the Tower. And the Star is hope. Wish come true when you wish upon a star, you know. It is the light at the end of the tunnel. It is, so the thing that I really love about this deck is you can see that the Star here, it's like a burnt forest and there's like water going through it leading to the Star. The Tower in this deck is lightning striking a cabin in the middle of a forest and burning it all down. The Star in the tarot comes after the Tower. So this Star in this deck is literally immediately after that forest burns down. We have the burnt forest here, but that lake is going, the stream is going through it, like healing. It reminds me, I'm just now having this revelation of, you know, at the end of The Lion King, where you know, Pride Rock has been taken over by Scar and the hyenas, and like lightning strikes and there's fire everywhere and like bad, scarce, you know, everything's dead. Everything's burnt and there's no food and whatever. Like, that's the Tower. And the Star is after Simba comes back. And, you know, I make a lot of pop culture references, guys. If you're new here, this is just how it goes. But the Star is like Simba returning to Pride Rock and coming out of that Tower moment and that energy. And also these cards are so big, my baby hands can barely shuffle. This is the Halloween Oracle. So now that we've gone into the tarot, let's see what the Halloween Oracle has to say. Yeah, the Lion King for sure is my favorite. Aladdin. I just watched Hercules the other day. I really love Princess and the Frog. I had a TikTok pop up about All Dogs Go to Heaven, which I know is not Disney, but it's like, you know, one of those childhood animated movies. That movie scared me and also makes me cry. I cannot watch that movie. Anyways, what's going on from the Halloween Tarot? Let's see here. Oh, well, that's so nice. That's so nice. Okay, all right. Well, we're getting some good news from the Halloween Oracle. At the bottom of the deck, we have this cauldron. It says synergy and healing on the bottom of it. The vibe. This is totally the vibe. Synergy and healing, self-care, witch it up. Find your everyday magic practice. Find your healing. Find your synergy. And I've honestly never seen this card from this Oracle deck before, and it just says joy, rejoicing in the present. I have literally been using this deck for a very long time, and this card has never come out, and I'm like, wow, that's depressing, but this is the first time I've seen it. It's giving the sun in the tarot, happiest, most joyful, warmest, most abundant card in the deck. It literally just says joy, rejoicing in the present. And there's also like fall leaves following around here. Like, you know, I think that the fall is going to be a very joyful time as we start to come out of these retrogrades. And then we have Apple, Risk and Reward, and the Skull of Stars, which has infinite possibilities. You have to take some risks to get a reward. You have to, you know, that's the only way you move forward in life. That's the only way you open up all those infinite possibilities. You don't open up the Skull of Stars infinite possibilities by staying in your comfort zone. You do it by taking risks. And, you know, it's scary. Ooh, I'm throwing cards. It's hard to take risks, but they do pay off. So for example, for me, I took kind of a risk by booking another retreat. I wasn't planning on doing another one, but I sold out my Salem retreat so fast and people were really asking for another retreat that I took a risk financially and booked a retreat in Sedona for next June, which if you'd like to come, it is on my website. It is a little bit cheaper than my other retreats, and it's in Sedona. It's like a long weekend. Yeah, it's next June, but that was a risk for me, you know? It's not as guaranteed to sell out as Salem is because Salem's kind of my signature retreat, but I know everyone's been kind of wanting a cheaper retreat. It's more witchy summer camp vibe, so I was like, you know what? I pulled cards about it, I talked to my friends about it, and I took a risk. And even if it doesn't work out, which I know it will, but even if it didn't, it's still putting me outside of my comfort zone. As a business owner, you have to take risks. You have to invest in yourself. And even if you're not a business owner, you still have to go take risks. You never know unless you try, as they say. And as I'm saying all this card that says realize it's already yours just flew out of the deck. This is the Threads of the Fate kind of yes or no deck. It kind of has answers like a Magic 8 Ball. Realize it's already yours. It's much easier to take the risk if you already know that it is yours. If you already know all these infinite possibilities are already yours. That's like the concept of manifestation, is the fact that it's already yours. I actually got a reading from one of my favorite readers, Madam Adam. I just happened to be on one of their lives, and I actually got a reading from them. I don't know if you guys follow Madam Adam. I love Madam Adam. But what did they say? They said something about manifestation. I wrote it down in my journal. If my journal was in here, which it's surprising that it's not, it's actually downstairs. What did they say? Manifestation was something. And I was like, oh my God, that like changed the game for me. I'm going to have to, when I find my journal, I will put it on my, make a status about it on YouTube, because it was manifestation. I want to say it was like manifestation is determination or dedication or something like that. But basically what they were saying is that manifestation is like, you have to put some skin in the game. You have to take risks. You have to like prove to the universe or to whatever you believe in that you know that you want it. Demonstration. Thank you, Francis. Yes, I saw you there in the comments. Yes, manifestation is demonstration. Thank you. That's exactly what I was looking for. That's why it was like so like life-changing for me. So I was like, oh my God, I've been looking for a way to describe this the whole time, and they said it. Manifestation is demonstration. You have to demonstrate that you want it. A lot of people think that manifestation is just like visualizing what you want and saying what you want. And yes, these things help. And yes, like, you know, you can be like, I want this thing. Cool. You have to actually you have to put some skin in the game. You have to actually show whoever, the universe or whatever you believe in, that you want it. That you're willing to risk things to get it, that you believe that it's already yours. You have to demonstrate that. You kind of have to prove it, you know what I mean? So I have to sneeze, it's coming back. Oh my goodness. But anyways, the point is, realize it's already yours and take some risks, because that's going to open up all the possibilities. I'm literally going to put that on sticky notes around my house. Yeah, I wrote it in my journal because I was like, dang. I screen recorded that reading that Madam Adam did for me, because I don't really buy readings from other readers just because, you know, I've been doing this for so long. I'm like, I can just read for myself. But I just happened to be on Madam Adam's live, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself. And so I did. And I love Madam Adam, and I'm all about supporting other small businesses. So, yeah, manifestation is demonstration. It's not just making a wish. Like, you have to put some skin in the game. And that's the thing about the star here. Oh my goodness. That's the thing about the star here is it's making a wish. Thank you. They also glow in the dark, in case you were wondering. The ghost face and the blood drips on this nail glow in the dark. I just had like 90 cards just like fly out of the deck. Oh, wow, would you look at that? So, fun fact about this card, it says a sign of success. When I got this deck in the mail, this card fell right out. Like, when I was opening it, it just like yeeted itself out. Yeah, I also love their readings for that reason too. I hate doing love readings, just like Madam Adam says, like, or like pregnancy readings. I mean, I do, like, there are some clients that I know that I do them for that I like, you know, but tarot, yes, it is divination. It is predicting the future. But if you're asking the cards, like, should I be with this person who is like cheating on me and being terrible? No. The answer is no. You know, I don't really like I don't even do relationship readings for myself. You know, it's just not really the vibe. So I do agree with what Madam Adam says about that. Tarot is just a tool of divination, of self-help, of personal growth that you can use. And yes, you can use it to like kind of, I mostly use tarot as a way to talk to myself, right? Usually I get dragged by my tarot decks. Usually my tarot decks are like, here's what you're doing wrong, figure it out. And I'm like, okay. But it can offer hope. It can also offer happiness and good news and being like, and acknowledging and validating what you're going through. But I don't like to use tarot as a tool to like tell people that, you know, they're going to get pregnant or that relationship is going to whatever, like, you know, it can be a tool, but I wouldn't use it as an end-all, be-all, basically. But that's also what Madam Adam says. Anywho, this card, on the note of Madam Adam, so I got this deck. Madam Adam also has this deck. I opened this deck, this card fell out. The next time I used the deck, like probably an hour later, this was the only card that came out. Then I see in my feed on Instagram, Madam Adam posted a video of this deck, and this was the card that they pulled. And then I pulled it, I think, in the live reading that night. Like, I literally saw this card like a bajillion times after the first time I've ever used this deck. Like, it just kept coming out. And literally, how many cards are in this deck? Probably like, what, 50? I see this card more than any other card. So I'll take it. A sign of success. Thank you very much. I will take it. Thank you. You know, success is coming or happening currently. We love to see it. And you'll know, like, you'll see even when, you know, we've already talked about how life is lifing and retrogrades are retrograding. Stuff is happening, you know, not everything is sunshine and rainbows. However, you'll see the signs of success. You'll see the synchronicities. I have been seeing 444 like nobody's business. I never see 444. I always usually see 333 is probably the angel number I see the most. But I've been seeing 444 and 888. And 444 is the end of difficulty. It's like the end, it's coming to the end of like challenges. And 888 is the number of abundance. So like, you know what? I'll take it. But you'll see the synchronicities. The synchronicities have been wild. It's been like, I will like think of something and I can't remember what it was. I want to say it was something from the Fifth Element that I was like thinking about while I was driving. I have the Fifth Element, like elements tattooed on my fingers. And I was like driving and I swear I thought of something from the Fifth Element. And then someone pulled in front of me and their license plate said that on their license plate. And I was like, that was weird. Like, I literally just thought that, and now it's in front of me. What? I think it was Multipass or something from the Fifth Element that I was like, huh, that's funny that they have that on their license plate when I was literally just thinking about that. You know, it can be that kind of synchronicities too. Lots of deja vu moments where you're like, I've done this before. Like, what? You know? Me too. I have, this is like my space hand. So I have my Pisces constellation, then I have the Fifth Element tattoos. And if anybody can tell me what that symbol is, you win. I don't know what you win, but you win. Anyways, so Yeah, synchronicities like that will come through. Like, you'll be thinking of something and someone will like say it and you're like, what? Or you have deja vu, or like, I don't know. Stuff like that. You'll see the angel numbers. You'll see all the stuff. Yeah, I started this live intentionally at 555. I don't know if anybody noticed. It's 555. Was 555 here in Vegas. 333 is definitely always my stalker number. 333 is your ancestors, so for me it's like always my dad just like coming through. Yeah, anyways, right on cue my dog starts barking. I've been shuffling this deck forever. This deck feels so good to shuffle. It's so small, so like, again, I have tiny baby hands, so like, for example, this is like a normal size tarot deck, and like, I can like barely hold it in my hand, so like this deck is nice because it's small. Yeah, I have very small hands. Anyways, let's just get one more from this deck. Woo, okay, 2 more, thank you. Okay, 3 more, actually. Would you look at that? More manifesting cards. You're in alignment. We love to see it. You're in alignment. Loosen your grip. And speak it into existence. You cannot manifest if you're holding on super tightly. If you're like obsessing over something, literally the bottom of the deck says chill out. Okay, thanks. My old address number was 333. I had the most personal financial life growth within the 6 years I lived there. My old address was on Purple Haze Street. Everybody always thought that was funny. Anyways, you cannot manifest if you're holding on so tightly to the how it happens. If you're holding on so tightly to like the path that it is to get there, like you have to surrender to manifest. Like you gotta, you know, like we just said, manifestation is demonstration. You have to do all you can do and everything you can control, and then there is a certain level of being like, you know what? It's with the universe now. Like, you gotta step back. Surrendering is like the last stage of manifestation, and it is the hardest, but it works. You have to let go. And it's more so, it's not, obviously it's not letting go of like what you want, because, you know, that's the point of manifestation. You desire something, so you're trying to manifest it. It's more so letting go of the how you get it. Or sometimes the universe will say, it is the Stargate symbol. It's the symbol on the Stargate for Earth. I used to watch it with my dad also. That's why I'm obsessed. It was like me and my dad's thing. And he passed away 6 years ago, so like he comes through a lot. And yeah, Stargate, it's in the 5th element. Anything sci-fi. My dad was literally president of the Star Trek fan club, okay? If you didn't know this, my name, Natasha, yes, it's very Russian. My dad is Russian. But he named me after Tasha Yar from Star Trek: The Next Generation. So, anyways, giant nerd in the family. What was I saying? Yeah, you have to let go to manifest. Letting go of, yes, surrendering the how. Because sometimes it'll happen not the way you expect it to happen, but it'll still happen. And sometimes the universe will be like, not yet. Because when you get a no from the universe, usually the no is very loud. Usually the no is like, no. And you're like, okay, never mind then. But sometimes it's a not yet, or sometimes it's like sometimes it's a yes, right? Sometimes it's like, here you go. But a lot of the times it's a not yet. And the reason why it's a not yet is because you have to let go. That's so wholesome. Thanks. Yeah. So, for example, I'm moving to Salem. Like, I'm moving to Salem. It was supposed to happen. Also, I met with my dad, which my dad, you know, we're wishes. It happens. I'm moving to Salem. You know, that is what it is. I'm moving to Salem. I was supposed to be in Salem, actually, already. I was supposed to be there as of September 1st of this year. But things just didn't, it just wasn't meant to be at that time. Like, I just, Didn't have the funds to move because I literally just spent all kinds of money moving into this townhouse. I was like, I'm not about to spend another $10,000 to move again. Like I would like to like settle in, but I'd happened to get a job offer in Salem, and so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna move. And then like everything that could have gone wrong went wrong, and so I could not move. And now it's been pushed to next year, which I'm fine with. Like I'm hosting a retreat there. I'm going to Salem in December for free. You know, I'm getting again influencer. I hate saying it, but it's what it is. What it is. This hotel in Salem is letting me stay there for free in exchange for some content. So like, I'll be in Salem. Anyways. After the whole Salem thing for this year fell through, my mom fell down the stairs. Like 3 weeks ago, she fell down the stairs. And I'm like, could you imagine if I had been trying to move to Salem and like leaving to Salem and then my mom fell down the stairs? Like it wouldn't have happened anyways. I would have probably had to cancel everything. I would have lost a bunch of money because now I have to take care of my mom before I can do anything, before I can go anywhere. You know, there was like certain things where it was like, if I had been moving to Salem September 1st of this year, it would not have worked. Like it would have just been chaos and nonsense. So it's okay. It's okay. The universe was like, you know what? Not right now. Chill out. You can wait. Like I know it's still going to happen and I trust it's still going to happen. Now I know the path might look a little different and it might take a little bit longer, but I've had to just be like, you know what? And guess what? The second, I'm telling you, like, the next day when I was like, you know what? It wasn't meant to be. It was very hard, but I was like, I gotta let it go. I gotta relax. The next day, I had emailed that hotel in Salem, and they got back to me, and they were like, absolutely, we do work with influencers. We'd love to host you for a free trip, and guess what? You should host a retreat here. I was not planning on hosting another retreat for quite some time because I was burnt out and taking a break. But this hotel in Salem was like, you know what? Host a retreat here. And I booked that retreat. And within 4 days, that retreat was sold out. Okay? Out of nowhere. Was not on my plans at all. And I somehow managed to like, you know, somehow the universe was like, not right now, but consolation prize, you get to go to Salem a bunch and also have a retreat sell out in 4 days. What? So when you surrender, things start happening that will show you like the universe is like, I hear you. I got you. So, you know, surrendering is better. I don't know if you've ever seen that like drawing. You know, it kind of makes its way through like Facebook and memes and stuff where it's like someone, it usually has a really cheesy quote on it, but it's like someone holding on really tightly to a rope. They're holding on so tight and the rope is like really, really wrapped around their hand and it's like so tight that it's like squeezing and like their hand is like bloody and like squeezing the circulation out of their hand. But as soon as they let go, that rope loosens and it's suddenly not painful anymore. Like, you know, you've kind of, even though you're still holding on, you're just kind of relaxing. That's kind of this concept of surrendering. I keep trying to apply for jobs, but sometimes I wonder if I just need to surrender and work at my mom's place so I can get income instead of burning out. Yeah. You know, take it to the universe. Be like, hey man, what do you want me to do? I journal. Like if I'm like, what the heck? I just journal. I pull some cards about it. Ask your trusted friends, you know, the friends that you trust and know that they support and trust you. You know, you gotta, also we live in a capitalist hellscape. You gotta do what you gotta do. You know, it is what it is sometimes. And manifestation, you know, I teach a very accessible way of manifestation because what you see for the most part from manifestation coaches or like law of attraction coaches is very privileged. It's very like, just be happy and you'll be rich. That's like not how it works. You know, I don't, you know, it very much dismisses people that that aren't privileged, right? That have chronic illnesses, that have mental health issues, that have dealt with poverty, that have dealt with racism and, you know, the patriarchy and like capitalism, like the modern day law of attraction and manifestation and toxic positivity, new age, weird spirituality thing is very much that. And I don't do that. So, I love gardening and making jewelry and crafts. I like to make Renaissance belt. That's cool. The Renaissance Fair is coming up in October here in Vegas, which I'm very excited about. I gotta figure out what to wear. Because I usually go all out for the Ren Fair. Yeah. I'm so tired, y'all. I know, I realize I've been on a tangent for a hot minute, but, yeah. That's on manifestation. I think we had a pretty good reading. I think we learned some stuff. We got about 10 more minutes. If anyone has any questions for me, I'm happy to answer. And then I'm going to go watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the rest of the night. So if you have any questions for me, if you have anything, I am so tired. If you want a personal reading, you can book them through my website. That's the only place you can book them. I don't, there's a ton of scammers of me on Facebook, or not Facebook, actually on Facebook, on TikTok and Instagram. Don't ever respond to anyone that's like, hey, we're reading. That's not how it works. No reputable reader will reach out to you doing that. They're all scammers. I go much further all out for the Renaissance Fair. Like, I'm talking, I did a Renaissance Fair Pennywise one year, and it was like very intense. I was carrying around balloons. Last year I was a dragon. So I definitely go a little extreme with my costumes. But I enjoy it. It is what brings me joy. Exhibit A. I don't know if I can turn this camera around. Let's see if it'll let me. There's me and Art the Clown from a horror convention this year. Yeah, that's me. So I definitely go all out for my costumes. But yeah, there's me and Freddy Krueger also, by the way. And that's my pride and joy. Anyways, I'm a giant nerd. I would say my Pennywise one for sure. But I also cosplay. I used to cosplay for like conventions and stuff. And I think my favorite costume that I've ever made and worn is I did, this is kind of obscure, unless you're a massive nerd, you might not know, but Alien versus Predator, there's comic books, and in the comic books there is a character named She Predator Machiko, and she's like a human that was like adopted into the Predator culture, and so I made that costume and went with my friend who used to do like movie quality like Predator costumes, like they were crazy. So that was probably my favorite costume. I always think it would be funny to show up at a Renaissance Fair dressed in like Stargate like command uniforms, like like you just, or like Star Trek uniforms, like you just showed up to like a different planet. And but I don't know, we'll see. I might just take it easy this year, but I always say that I would really love to do like a pirate something. I would love to do a female Barbossa because he's my favorite from Pirates of the Caribbean. I've done Jack Sparrow before, like full. I mean, that was my first tattoo actually, was, if you can see, my Jack Sparrow tattoo. I did like full beard and like with the braids and everything. Like when I say I do costumes, like I do costumes. I spared no expense. But it's coming up pretty fast, and I have just been so distracted by life. I don't have really much time. I think it might be fun to do Nadja from What We Do in the Shadows at a Ren Fair, because I've already done that for Halloween once, so that might be fun. I wish I could find somebody to be Laszlo. My eternal struggle is hoping to find a Laszlo at some point in my life. Female Barbossa, period, same. I looked up Barbossa costumes because I was like, I don't have time to like make one, so I looked up on Etsy just to see, and it was like $1,200, and I was like, because usually I make my costumes, but yeah. One time at the Ren Fair, Bristol Renaissance Fair in Chicagoland, I saw someone I was dressed as a mermaid, and I saw someone dressed as Barbossa, and he looked just like Barbossa, and I was like, marry me. I'm a huge costume nerd and toy designer. I used to design dolls for Monster High. That's awesome. So I really want to do a cosplay of one of the characters. You should do it. Do it. I love costuming, and I've literally like, when I, like back in the day, like if you don't know, I used to be married. I'm now divorced. Very toxic marriage, but like I got engaged at Comic-Con, in full costume. I've made so many costumes. I very X-Men usually. I've done a lot of variations of Harley Quinn, a lot of variations of Phoenix or Dark Phoenix, Emma Frost, Spider-Gwen. What else? Oh, Darth Talon from Star Wars. She's in the expanded universe, but she's like a Twi'lek with the head tentacles. Like, I made that. I drew on all the... I had to wear a bodysuit. Like, I like to go out for my costumes. I've done Padme's lake dress once. That was really cool. Yeah. So, it's like hard. I think it's because I'm a Leo moon. It's very hard for me to not go all out. So, like, for Renaissance Fair, I'm like, I'll just take it easy. And then I'm like, no. I must do something crazy. So, we'll see what I come up with. I also just, like, have a lot of costume stuff, like, around, like, in my closet. Like, I have a lot of, like, dresses and costume pieces just from doing random stuff. So, we'll see. I have, like, dragon wings. I was thinking of doing, like, a vampire pirate. I think that would be fun. We'll see. We'll see. Anywho. Any other questions, friends? We got like 5 minutes, and then it's been an hour, and then I'm gonna bounce and watch some Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah. If you want to come to a retreat, Sedona is live on my website. If you want business coaching, that is also open for registration right now. You can book a personal reading through my website. I have courses. I have guided journals for witchcraft and wellness. I got all the things. By the way, these lives are usually only for my members. If you join the membership, you get live tarot readings like this every week, live yoga classes. We're also doing a yoga challenge for September in my membership right now. So a yoga snack, a little class based in an I am affirmation every day for the month of September. It's really fun. I think that's it. So I'm also working on some classes just for the public. Some plus size yoga classes, because I realize I haven't posted many. I've been really into like the tarot thing, so I feel like my channel has become a lot of tarot and witchcraft. And I mean, I always put out my new moon and full moon yoga classes, but I wanted to put out some more yoga classes for plus size folks, since that's kind of like my specialty. Yeah. Can you tell I like start shuffling cards? Just this is like my fidget spinner is like card shuffling. But that's nice. It just says yes, yes, yes on the bottom of the deck. Nice. Yeah. All right, my friends. I hope you have a wonderful night. Thanks for hanging out with me. I like the September challenge with the PMS demons got me back. It's okay. I'm on my period right now too. I'm suffering. I'm suffering. Your yoga classes were how I originally found you. They're amazing. Made me feel very seen. It made me tear up the first time. Oh, well, I hope it was a good cry. Yeah, welcome, friend. But I'm glad you found me. And thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Again, if you're in the membership, we'll have live yoga on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. PST. Otherwise, we do live tarot every Tuesday in the membership. And sometimes I just appear randomly live on YouTube when I feel like it. Yeah. My brain is not functioning, y'all. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I hope you have a wonderful night, guys. And I hope you are able to surrender, find some self-care. I just split the deck. It says stop ruminating. Okay, jeez. Fine. I will. All right, my friends. I hope you have a wonderful night. I hope you get some sleep. Maybe don't have too wacky dreams, but you know, dreams are fun. I'm a Pisces. I like dreams. Have a wonderful night, friends, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.